Hey, what's up? It's Greg from Fisherman's Headquarters, and today is Monday, November 14th. I'm up here taking a stroll in the town of Harvey Cedars, sort of the mid-north side of the island. Taking a stroll with you guys, share an updated fishing report, and give you some heads up on kind of what's been taking place here in LBI the last couple of days, and what I kind of see in the fishing forecast the next few days and week ahead. So, right now, as you see behind me, it's near Lake Atlantic conditions, not a cloud in the sky. Wide open, empty beaches. The kind of fall chill has finally set in. We've had some unseasonably warm temperatures for a number of days and weeks. Water temperatures have been unseasonably warm in the upper 50s for quite some time. But more recently, we've had a little bit of a chill set in there on, I guess that happened late Saturday night and all day Sunday. And got a nice breezy, kind of chilly breeze out of the northwest right now. Looks like the forecast is going to be northwest, going a little more northerly, northeast to kick off this work week. I think Tuesday's going to be coming northeast, even Wednesday as well. And then looks like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday got some westerlies setting back in. Westerlies are kind of what we see this time of year here in the northeast. Definitely common weather that we see here in New Jersey. With all that being said, fish report I can share is last couple of days have been a little on the slower side. That storm kind of came through here and churned things up pretty good. Fishing was very good before it for me. I think I fished the last, say, 7 days in a row. Fished a lot of days. Actually, just finished up the LBI Cup, the striper tournament, run by the Beach Haven Martin Tuna Club. That was supposed to be a one-day tournament, but due to weather, they extended it, made it a two-day tournament. Got out and got in some good fishing, but a lot of the fish were overs, unfortunately, and didn't really have many smaller fish. I think we had probably 3 or 4 in the slot range, right around 30 inches, I think. I think our biggest was, I don't know, right around 10, 11 pounds. I think 12 pounds won. We took second place. A big congrats to Lucky Strikes, Captain Mike Green, Jaybird. They got first place. So stoked to see them, take the cake. So yeah, as far as this fishing report goes, surf fishing has been on the slower side on LBI. There are some fish being caught though. Actually really nice fish occasionally. A beautiful striped bass, 52 incher was caught by Carl Hartman. He is a hardcore surf angler. He's also the president of the American Anglers. That is a it's a fishing group. They do a lot of surf fishing tournaments, some ASAC sanctioned tournaments. You got a 52 incher on LBI. Fished some bunkers. Stopped by Fisherman's Headquarters and got some fresh bunker. Did that on, I believe that was Saturday or Sunday. I got my days mixed up, to be quite honest, with this tournament. Kind of no sleep, fishing kind of around the clock. But yeah, we fished through that heavy blow, fished in the rain. Caught a couple fish, but it was definitely a struggle. The struggle's real. We actually ran up the beach on Saturday. It was the first time I've ever ran up the beach from Barnegat Light and ran, say, 10, 12, 15 miles on a Saturday in mid-November and didn't see one boat. It was amazing. Actually found bunker stretched up along the whole kind of stretch on the northern side of Island Beach, around the pier, Ortley, Lavalette, and even there right around just south of Manasquan Inlet. We got into a really good bite in the sunset there. I guess that started probably around 2 o'clock in, I'll just call it Northern Ocean County waters. The boundary for the tournament was Manasquan Inlet, so we kind of set our sights to work from the boundary down, and we found a lot of bait and a lot of big bass. It was kind of, I'd say maybe 2-3 miles short of Manasquan Inlet. Good fishing, had a lot of good fishing. Abundance of dogfish still here. I'm not sure if you can see behind, there's a couple of local gill netters working the waters here off of LBI. Hopefully putting a herd on those doggies, kind of keeping down that population. I know they bumped up the bag limit for them, or I guess it should be daily quota for them. They're catching a ton of them. I know every recreational angler that's out chunking bunker off the surf is catching a ton. Guys that are live lining are catching a ton of them. We actually caught some on lures. I switched over. I said, I'm done fishing live baits. All I'm getting is dogged up. Switched over to lures. Actually had dogfish on poppers. Had dogfish on bucktails. Had dogfish on shads. It's unbelievable, the abundance of dogfish right now. But it's something that kind of happens. You have to kind of weed through them every year in, year out. Dogfish show up when that water gets a little cooler, right around that 60 degree, 58 degree mark. It's the exact same water temperature the striped bass really show up in the early migrations. This year the water stayed very warm, but I did mention that we got the cool, kind of cold air filling in. We're gonna see these water temperatures dropping. The water temperature was a week or two back. It got into the mid 50s. I think we're going to see that very soon, if not already. I was not out today, but I had water 57, 58 degrees yesterday. I have a feeling we'll see mid 50s, even low 50s soon. Definitely by next weekend, we'll see that water in the mid 50s, low 50s. That's just my expectation. We'll see how it pans out. Keep your eyes on the Barnegat Light Bay tide gauge. It gives you a beautiful water temperature record for the in and outgoing tides. It gives you the outgoing tide, gives you the Barnegat Bay temperatures, more so around the inlet. Also give you the incoming tide of the ocean. You'll see the ups and downs, the fluctuations of that tide graph, so you can kind of get a gauge of what those two water temperatures are. I find very good fishing in the mid 50 degree water temperatures, even low 50s. I find that fishing, I mentioned it many times, is really good here in Long Beach Island. It really starts up around the Halloween time frame and really gets cranking, and kind of the prime time, which I mentioned, was around Thanksgiving. It's been that way for years, and it's still gonna be that way. There's a little beach equipment coming by here, so hopefully the sound's still gonna be good. So I'll wait 1 second for him to get by me. Give a little hoot to them. As you see, the beaches are looking beautiful. They did see some pretty bad erosion with that storm. Like I mentioned, I'm walking through Harvey Cedars right now. The surf was churning. It was like 6 to 8 foot, pumping offshore winds there Saturday. Even Sunday, there's a lot of residual swell. But as you see, a lot of that has kicked out of here and is near Lake Atlantic conditions. Maybe an ankle high slapper coming through. Very, very calm conditions with that northwest wind. I think if you went north out of Barnegat Inlet today, it's a little more northerly, probably a little bumpy and rough up there. It's kind of unique how if you come south out of Barnegat Inlet on the northwest, LBI is flat as a pancake. But if you go north, sometimes that northwest can get a little bumpy. That's due to LBI's southerly facing beaches. It's also the one reason why we get much more radical upwelling events during the spring and summertime. Speaking of upwelling events, I was asked why didn't the water temperature drop significantly due to that hard south blow, and that's due to the lack thereof, the cold pool or the stratification that we have normally in the spring and summer, which breaks down and we do not have in the fall. What that means is the bottom water temperatures are at its warmest late in the summer and early fall, going into the end of fall. When you have warmer bottom temperatures, there's nothing to upwell and put up on top. So we did have a very big blow, hard southerly winds for a day or two there. I think it was a 2-day blow, I could say, probably 48, maybe a little more hours. When that surface water gets pushed off due to the south winds, due to Ekman transport, which normally creates a wicked upwelling event in the spring and summer, that surface gets pushed off, that bottom temperature comes up, but that bottom temperature is much warmer right now. So that's why we did not have an upwelling event. That's why the water temperature did not drop very cold here this past weekend. I think some people were expecting that to happen, thinking maybe that was going to turn the bite on. If anything, that upwelling event, that storm event turned on the fishing beforehand with the drop in barometer, drop in pressure, but not afterwards. The high pressure came in. Some people, I think, were hoping for the best, that we'd have awesome fishing, but it wasn't the best. To me, I always find the third day of the west wind the best. First day of the west wind, a lot of times that bait gets pushed out. A lot of times that bait is spread out. Why is it spread out? Because a lot of times the west wind follows a front. A lot of times it follows a storm. So we get a storm, lots of wind, lots of swell. Well, what happens? A lot of times the ocean gets churned up, water gets dirty, fish get spread apart because the bait gets spread apart. Fish kind of, sometimes they'll hunker down, sometimes they'll move into the bay, sometimes they'll move offshore. They kind of do these things to react to dropping pressures. They react to these storms. So what happens after things settle down? Well, they're spread out at first. So as time goes on, you get the first day of the west wind. A lot of times it's a little on the slower side. On the second day of the west wind, things start coming together, things start cleaning up, things start settling down. Most time the third day of the west wind is when things are back to normal. Those filter feeders have potted up and pushed into the wind. Well, if you're facing into the west wind for a couple days, you finally pot up and find all your buddies and get tied up, get schooled up to be in protection of one another. Where do you end up? Right here in the beaches. So it's my hope, maybe tomorrow will be another day of west wind. I hope maybe we'll have some good fishing take place. Be interesting to see. Before the blow, we had squid, we had adult bunker, we also had peanut bunker. I saw some awesome pods of peanut bunker. That was Thursday or Friday. Big pods of them. So it was great to see those were sliding out of the bay. I just saw last night there's still peanut bunker back here by the bridges, back here behind LBI. So there's definitely not an abundance of peanut bunker leaving the bay, but they're definitely exiting. Some are exiting. That's going to be kind of a new stage of the entire fall run. Hopefully we'll see some sand eels. Last year at this time, I looked back at some photos. I use a flashback app. Looked back at some photos from last year and a couple years before. We had sand eels. We had a real good bite of striped bass. Some bigger fish on bunker pods, some smaller fish on sand eels. I think we'll hopefully see some smaller fish if they ever slide down from Monmouth County. Northern Monmouth County has had an awesome striped bass bite taking place off of Monmouth County's beaches. Boat anglers, surf anglers, they're getting into some really good fishing of small, medium, and large fish. Hopefully they'll slide down our way. Hopefully we'll have this bait set up. And if they slide down, there's bait here. Hopefully they call Ocean County, Central Ocean County home for a couple weeks and into Thanksgiving. So that's kind of my fishing forecast. Hopefully that brings some value to you today and throughout the entire season. If you're looking to get geared up, stop by Fisherman's Headquarters. We're located in Ship Bottom on Long Beach Island. That's exit 63 off the Garden State Parkway. Also check us out 24/7 at fishermansheadquarters.com. Have a great day.